Okay, good morning, everyone, once again. And we start with today's topic. A quick recap of what we have done till now. Yesterday, we finished talking about the product, and in the product, we spoke about the three levels of the product. We went ahead, we discussed the product portfolio, product life cycle. Then we discussed, what else did we discuss? Yeah, we discussed the BCG matrix, and what else did we discuss? Yeah, we discussed diffusion of innovation, and we discussed the four elements of diffusion of innovation, and we saw how those four elements take us back to the product life cycle, help us understand the product portfolio well, and help us understand that what a product is. Because whatever we create, product, brand, or service, we are doing it so that it reaches our consumer, our target consumer. And therefore, we also understood the adopter categories, we understood the adoption rate, and hopefully now we are well versed with what a product is. We understand the various facets of a product, and therefore we move on to the next P, which is pricing. This is such a unique P because out of all the four Ps, this is the only one which creates revenue. All others create expense. But this one creates a revenue. At this point, just allow me to take a break of 2 minutes. I will come back to you. I'm sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. So as I said, this P is the, am I sharing my screen?
No, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. I think. Yeah, so this is the P, which is really, really important because this is the only P which helps us to earn revenue. While all other Ps are about expenditure, so whether it's product, whether it's promotion, whether it's distribution, we are talking about expenditure. This is the only one which gets us the money. So while the other three spend, this one helps us generate revenue. And therefore, this is so, so important. It is so important to understand how to do the pricing. It is so important to understand if there is any strategy to do the pricing. And before I start into it, there are some questions I would like it if you answer, which always fascinate me. So when I travel from Pune to Delhi, I bought a ticket for 5,000 rupees. However, the person sitting next to me bought a ticket for only 4,000 rupees, and another person sitting on the other side had bought the ticket for 8,000 rupees. It was the same plane, it was the same pilot, it was the same air hostesses. Pune didn't change for me, Pune didn't change for those customers. Delhi didn't change for me, Delhi didn't change for those customers. And yet, three of us had bought the tickets at three different pricing. And you know what? None of us protested. None of us went back to the airline and said, you know what? He or she bought it for so much and I bought it for so much. What is this? This is not fair. None of us. I thought we were always fighting. I thought we were those activists who wanted equality. And yet, when I saw this inequality, I did not protest. Has any one of you ever protested, very well knowing that the person sitting next to you in an airplane has bought a ticket at a different price from what you have bought? I don't think so. This is not the only example. So there's this. So when I went to Goa, I found out that there was this hotel, and I don't know honestly whether this hotel is in Goa or not. This is just to show you a picture. So pre-COVID times in December, if you wanted to take a room in that hotel, it was for 15,000 rupees per night. Surprisingly, when you wanted to take a room in that same hotel in May, June, it was only for 5,000 or 7,000 per night. It was the same hotel, it was the same Goa, it was the same rooms, it was the same serving staff, and yet one family took the rooms for 15,000 per night, and another family took the rooms for 6,000 per night. And you know what? Nobody protested. Nobody went to the hotel saying, you know what, they have bought it for this much and I bought it for this much. I thought we were always fighting for inequality. And we accepted it. Pricing. I don't understand. I don't know what is happening. And these are not just one, two examples. There's so many. So these days, all of us in these COVID times are doing online shopping. Even people who never did online shopping before are now doing online shopping. And again, you know, when I booked something on a particular online store, they said that they will deliver it to me after 4 days. But I wanted it the very next day, and they asked me for a certain money amount, and I gave it to them, and it was delivered to me the next day. So the same product, I bought it for most probably 130 rupees, and there was this friend of mine who got that same product in 100 rupees. And we didn't protest. Yes, she got it after 4 days. I got it the next day, and we were fine with it. And I thought, again, that we were supposed to be protesting about inequality, but none of us said anything. I'm always amazed by the cinema hall pricing. So if there are shows which happen in the morning at 8 o'clock, and then there are shows which happen on weekends at night at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's the same movie with whichever actor you like, Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Ranbir Kapoor, whichever actor you like, whoever is the latest, I don't know. The same movie. And if I buy the ticket for the 8 o'clock show, I get it for a certain price, 50, 60 rupees. While when I go for a Saturday night movie, that ticket is priced differently. Not only that, even in the cinema hall, if I'm sitting right in that front row, the pricing is different. While if I sit at the back row, the pricing is different. It's the same hall, it's the same screen, it's the same movie, it's the same actors and actresses. Everything is same, and yet 4 consumers who have seen this movie have most probably paid 4 different prices, and none of us protested. We were absolutely fine with this inequality, if I may call it so, that was happening. Any thoughts on it? Anyone who would like to comment on it and who feels that you have ever thought that this is not correct? Anyone? Or you feel different booking companies offer different pricing to their customers according to their price, less margin, more customers, high margin, less customers. I don't understand this. In the sense that what do you mean? You think if you keep a less margin, there'll be more customers, and if you keep a high margin, there'll be less customers. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, then most probably all of us should only do less margin. Then you should go to these designers and tell them to do less margin because they'll get more customers. Dynamic pricing based on demand at different points of time. Beautiful, Harshit. Yes, I like what you have written. And yes, let me explain this. Okay, great to see some replies. It's always
It's expanding your price base, man. It's targeting different audiences at different times.
Okay, good, Rishi. Yes, good. It's good to see that I'm not just talking to circles. There are people who respond also. Thank you so much for that little consolation. Yes, all the replies that you have given are beautiful. And therefore, the most important thing, have you understood that what I'm trying to say, whether I'm talking about cinema halls or whether I'm talking about online shopping or whether I'm talking about this hotel or whether I'm talking about the airlines. Let me just now represent these examples to you with a little more description. So the person who paid only 4,000 for that price from Delhi to Pune, he or she had booked the ticket 2 months in advance. right? He or she was willing to block the money for 2 months. He or she could plan it out 2 months that, yes, on a particular date, I would like to fly from Delhi to Pune or Pune to Delhi, whatever I had said earlier. On the other hand, I had booked a ticket most probably just 15-20 days in advance, and therefore I was paying 5,000 or 6,000 rupees, while the person who paid 10,000 rupees for the same ticket had booked the ticket 1 day before. None of us protested because we got the ticket when we wanted. The businessman who booked the ticket 1 day in advance for 10,000 rupees could in no way book it 2 months ago, because business is such a dynamic thing that he had no idea that 2 months later he had to travel. And therefore, the airline offered him the convenience of booking the ticket at the last minute, and they charged him for this convenience. He belongs to a segment of consumers which want convenience and they are willing to pay for it. He belongs to that segment of consumers who want things at the last minute, and he's willing to pay for it. On the other hand, the consumer who booked the ticket for 4,000 rupees could most probably plan 2 months in advance. He was ready to block his money for 2 months, and that he belongs to an absolutely different segment of consumers who do not take decisions at the last minute. Maybe their life allows them to plan so much in advance, and therefore he is not willing to pay that high price. If the airline was to price all the tickets at 4,000 rupees, then they would miss out the huge margin that they would get from the person who books the ticket 1 day in advance. On the other hand, if the airline was to book all the tickets at 10,000 rupees, then they would miss out those passengers who booked the tickets 2 months in advance. If someone is writing in chat, I cannot see that screen. Unmute yourself and speak. Similarly, so we are talking about different segments over here. Similarly, over here, the family which wanted to go in pre-COVID times to Goa during the month of December was going when Goa is the most visited place. That's the time when crowds come to Goa. That's when they say Goa is happening place. And if you want to be at the happening place, they were willing to pay the price of 15,000 rupees per night for the room, because what they were getting was to be at the happening place. On the other hand, the family which booked the room for 5,000 rupees per night in the month of May or June were fine by being in Goa at a time when it is not such a happening place. They had different priorities in life, and therefore they belonged to an absolutely different segment. If the hotel was to charge all the customers 15,000 rupees 12 months a year, they will have empty rooms in the month of May, June, July. On the other hand, if the hotel was to charge everyone 5,000 rupees 12 months a year, then they will miss out the huge profit that they make in the month of December and January, because they are targeting two different segments. It's the same airline, it's same Delhi, it's same Pune, it's the same airport, it's the same pilot, it's the same air hostesses, and yet different prices for different segments. It's the same hotel, it's the same beach of Goa, it's the same servicing staff, and yet different prices for different segment of consumers. Similarly, when I paid extra to get my product the very next day, I was paying for convenience. I was paying for that early delivery. I was paying for the fact that my wish would be fulfilled at the earliest. On the other hand, my friend, when she decided to wait for 4 days for that product to be delivered, she was in no hurry. And therefore, she was not willing to pay for the so-called convenience as defined by me, because for her, convenience was a different definition altogether. And had the online shopping not charged me extra, then they would miss out on that profit. On the other hand, if they were to charge everyone, then most probably my friend would not be so willing to shop over here. It was the same product. It was the same online store. And yet there were two different segments they were targeting, and hence the pricing was different. Similarly, for the cinema hall, the people who are willing to see the show in the morning at 8 o'clock belong to a very, very different segment from the people who want to go on a Friday or a Saturday night. I go on a Friday or a Saturday night, it's a family outing in the pre-COVID times. It's not just the movie. We are not going for that stupid movie. We are going because as a family, we would watch a movie, then most probably have dinner and just be outside and have some good family time and come back. And therefore, we are willing to pay a price which is far more. On the other hand, it's not family time at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's usually students or people who just come in the morning, and it's a different group altogether. They are not really looking for that Saturday night thing. Similarly, people who are sitting at the back, it's a different position, while people who are sitting in the front row, it's a different position. It's the same movie theater, it's the same movie, it's the same, again, staff which looks after you, and yet it's different segments that they are targeting. If they were to charge 300 rupees for a ticket from everyone, then there would be no morning shows. The morning shows would go empty. On the other hand, if they were to charge 80 rupees from everyone, like for the morning show, then they are missing out on a huge profit in the evening. So what I learned from this is that, yes, this is the only P which earns revenue. And we never, ever price the product. We price the segment of consumer. Because marketing is understanding the needs of the consumer and meeting the needs profitably. And the need of one segment is different from the need of another segment. The need of the segment which wants to book a ticket at the last minute is different from the need of a segment which is ready to book 2 months in advance. The need of a segment which wants to go to Goa in December is different from the need of the segment which is willing to go even in June, July. The need of the segment who wants delivery at the earliest is different from the need of the segment which is willing to wait. And we value customers because customer is the king, but kings ke bhi levels hote hain. And therefore, we never, ever price the product. I've always said a product is a product is a product. And yet, the moment you create an image, because your consumers never buy a product, they buy an image. And therefore, we have to price that segment of consumer. And therefore, pricing is not money, as people say. Pricing is communicating value. What is the value that you are communicating to our consumer? And this value should be in sync with the need of the consumer, right? So how do we do this? How do we do this? There are various ways. And today I'm only going to take one way, which is this. So we say, this is the pricing pyramid. We say that discuss, understand what is the value that you are giving to your consumer. So again, let me explain this most probably by an example. Yesterday, I gave you a question and it was on Chaayos. And for those of you who are in Delhi, most probably are aware of it. I don't know if it's there in Pune or not. But yeah, so what is this? I mean, anyone who would like to speak, or do I continue? So as the name says, that this is a company and yeah, I'm not their agent. They haven't paid me any commission. This is the company which sells tea. Tea, yeah. I mean, tea, which is such an important part of our life. If somebody's writing in chat, I can't see that screen. Unmute yourself and speak. So tea is such an important part of the Indian life. I mean, people love tea. Tea is like, there's hardly any household where there's someone or the other who's not drinking tea. People are tea addicts. I mean, that's the extent to which we love our teas. And what did this company do? tea, ideally, if you go out and buy tea, it's just for 10-15 rupees, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, so you have those Nukkad teas also. And yet, look at the price they are charging, 114 rupees. Good Wali chai. I was there in Delhi sometime back before COVID, and I had this Good Wali chai. Amazing. It's so good. You just need to have it. Okay. If Chayos is listening, please deliver it to my house. I'm doing publicity for you. Okay. Or the Kulhar chai, the Barish Wali chai. I love the names. I mean, just look at the names. Barish Wali chai, Desi chai, cutting chai. You know what is cutting chai? So when I came to this part of the country, this is when I heard cutting chai. And for those of you who don't know what is cutting chai, it says cutting chai to get expensive in these COVID times. And 6 or 7 rupees will now cost you 10 rupees. But cutting chai is, okay, it's not here. 1 minute. Yeah, so it just says it will get expensive. And this is cutting chai. The cutting chai is typically a cutting chai in Mumbai is half a cup of tea, which is less in quantity and price, but just enough to refresh your senses. Cutting chai literally translates to cut into half. Every Nukkad's cutting chai, which means a small quantity of tea. So this was the first time I had heard when I moved to this part of the country. And this is exactly how they serve it. This is exactly how they serve it. But I also showed you that if you go to the Nukkad and buy it, you will most probably get it for 10 rupees while they are selling it for 69 rupees. Yes, because come back to this pyramid, what is the value that they are creating? It's not that the person who's selling at the Nukkad is not creating a value. He's creating a different value. Right? But what is the value they are creating? So if I recall my time at the store, it's a value of just, we don't actually go there for tea. We go there because it's a good ambience. You sit there, you have a good time with your friends or your families or your enemies, whatever. And you just enjoy that so much tea. A typical North Indian people drink a lot of tea. I mean, we are so used to drinking. Cutting tea doesn't exist over there. So the value that they are creating is of an ambience. The value that they are creating is of relaxation. The value that they are creating is treating you like a special person. On the other hand, when I drink that cutting tea on the Nukkad, the value that is being created is that bindasness, as we call in the side of bindas. Is that freedom? Is that just standing there on the roadside and having that tea along with your friends? It's a different value, right? So what is the value you are creating? Once you are clear about the value, then you price it. Because you're not pricing tea. You are not pricing the airline seat. You are not pricing the room. You are not pricing the seat in the cinema hall or the film. You are pricing the value. The value, you're pricing your segment of consumer. And therefore, the segment of consumer that goes to Chayos is ready to pay 69 rupees for that cutting tea. While on the other hand, on the Nukkad, I'm only willing to pay 10-15 rupees for that cutting tea. I go to Chayos because of the variety that they offer. I mean, look at the beautiful names. Desi chai, cutting chai, Barish Wali chai, Kulhar chai, Gud Wali chai, amazing. And if you're one of those health conscious person who believes that you should not have milk in your tea, then you have Pahadi chai, God's chai. I mean, this is ultimate, okay? God's chai. Honey, ginger, lemon, black tea, Suleimani Nimbu chai, green tea. Look at the efforts they have taken to name these tea, right? Why? And we love it when that menu card comes. We love it. Arey, acha, ye wali kaun si chai hai? Oh, this one. Yeah, so they are pricing that segment of consumer. This is a value they are giving. While on the other hand, the Nooker is giving you a different value, and therefore then accordingly you have a price structure. Once you have a price structure, now be ready to communicate with your consumer. Now, what do I mean by communication? Communication on different platforms. Communication by advertisement, communication by website. Your website is such a beautiful way of communicating with your consumer. Communication by blogs, communication by your sales promotion, communication by your selling team. Your selling team is also part of your promotion because they are the ones who are in touch with your consumer. And therefore, when I go to Chios, there are people who serve us, right? They have a servicing team. While when you go for the Nukkar Chai, there is no servicing team as such. There's just this person who is making tea like this. Yeah, so he has this particular utensil and he's making tea like this, and he's the only person over there. When you go to Chios, again, they are talking about, when you're talking about communicating value, so they have a website. So see, I have brought you to this website. Why is this Nukkar Chai person doesn't have a website? He is a walking, talking website where he's standing over there. So how are you going to communicate? How communicate that value? Because the ambience, the way you talk to your consumer, it just helps him or her understand the value. Once you're clear with this, have a pricing policy. Now, what do you mean by a pricing policy? Stick to the pricing policy. This is extremely important. If you say that if you say that we do not give any discounts, please do not give any discounts. Because consumers do not like it when they find out that they have been cheated. Forget consumer, anyone doesn't like it if we find out that we have been cheated. If you're giving discount to one person, please give discount to others also with the same terms and conditions. So have a pricing policy that we do this and we don't do this. Add everything together or whatever, and you finally have your price level, right? So it's not I have told you very, very basic. This requires a lot of study and understanding the needs of the consumer a lot, because you first need to start right from understanding who your consumer is. But what you at your level need to understand is that pricing has nothing to do with just money. Pricing has nothing to do with just profit and loss. No, that's such a finance and an accounts definition, and that's such a monotonous and a boring definition, which doesn't make any sense for us marketing people, because we are dealing with human beings. And when we are dealing with human beings, we need to understand that human beings are very, very complicated people and very, very different people. And therefore, what we do with pricing is communicate a value. If you are able to understand the need of your customer nicely, then you will communicate the right value. However, if you don't understand the need of the customer, then you will never be able to communicate the value. And that's when you start blaming the pricing. That's when we start saying, "Arey, aapne price usse high kar diya, low kar diya." No. The truth is, you never understood the value. Because isn't it true? If I am getting what I need, I'm willing to pay for it. But do you understand what I need, right? And therefore, it boils down to the fact that understand the need of your customer, create that value for your customer, and your customer is willing to pay for it, because we never, ever price the product. We price the segment of consumer. Who is your segment? We come down to that basic point. At this point of time, let me come back to the class and understand that, are you understanding what I'm talking about? Is it clear? Harshit has
Yes,
written
ma'am.
3. Yes? Harshit, you've written 3/4. What does that mean?
And that was wrong. Ignore.
Achha. Okay. Anyone else? Are we clear with what we have spoken about today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then at this point, let me end this lecture and then I will open the class for your question answers.